Let's go. Hey, what's up? What's up? Y'all know what time it is. We at man, it's surprisingly enough. This is year 4. So for you all that have been around since day one, I appreciate it. Still having fun. Actually, we're gonna mix it up a little bit this year. Did a little rebranding with the show. We're trying to move to some different platforms. The name of the show now going forward will be called Let's Talk Hoops with the Boogie on Sports. So let's go. So working with the team, we're trying to see if we can get on these podcast platforms, Apple, Google. Stay tuned. So we're going to do some things. We're going to make it happen this year. We're going to have a little fun. Some more fun than we always do. So thank you. Shout out to Cremona Premier as always. Well, y'all, we're here. Season about to roll. Game's about to start kicking off here. And kind of excited coming off of last year. You know, shout out to the Celtics. Great series. They moved on in quickly into the Olympics, the draft, Summer League. We're going to talk a little bit about all of that. Free agency. We had some interesting moves. Hell, we just had a couple of moves go down within the last 3 weeks. So, a lot happening in the association. So buckle up, let's ride. We're going to start off, we're going to talk a little bit about the draft. And if you didn't see it in the Olympics, you saw it in the draft. The game, to David Stern's vision, the game has turned international. Y'all see me looking, I got some hats here, man. There's some back in the day hats. Old school. The game has turned into, still got tags on. The game is international now. If you look at this year's, the past draft, out of the top 30 picks, 9 were non-U.S., led by France with 4. I think we had one from Serbia, one from Canada, one from Cameroon. I said Germany, yeah, and one from Switzerland. So we're here now. This is the vision David Stern had. And it has come to fruition. I mean, you look at the last 4 or 5 MVPs, non-U.S., and I really don't know if we're gonna get it in the next couple of years. We may not get a U.S. MVP, and that's okay. I mean, I like these guys. I like what they're doing for the game, so it's fine. Made the Olympics great. You know, it's no longer the U.S. can walk in here and dominate it. Shout out to Sudan and Luol Deng. There's opportunities all around. So when we looked at the draft, you have 4 guys from France, 1 and 2. Zach Reisinger, I know I butchered his name, and Alex Sarr. Then we had a few guys from Kentucky. You had Rob Dillingham, who's been playing well, had a good summer. You also had Reed Shepard, highly touted since high school, honestly. He had a good summer too, had a nice summer. Hopefully we see some good things out of him. We had some good bigs coming off the NCAA tournament. Shout out to my guy, Zach Edey. So for a lot of you all, now we can go back, check the receipts. I told you about him last year. I said he was going in the first round. He went 9 to Memphis. Now I didn't think he was going that high, but he went high. But saw him in the summer league, played a couple of games, didn't play much, as he shouldn't. Even preseason, he played well. So I think they're going to use him a lot. You get the pick and roll with Ja. He can roll to the basket. That'll be, I'll be watching. I'll be watching Memphis just for the Zach Edey effect. Donovan Klinger, Portland, immediate impact on defensive end. Portland not the same, but he'll be there. I'm not going to go down all 30. There's some ones that I like. Hometown boy Terrence at number 27, Illinois. If you know his story, got into a little trouble at school, was found not guilty, got into the tournament and just went nuts, a few 30 balls. So shout out to him, made it to the league, number 27. A couple of my favorite picks were number 11 and number 17. Number 11 was Mattes to the Bulls. Kid out of G League. Nice. Real nice. The Bulls are kind of heavy at the guard play. We'll talk a little bit more about them later on, but he had a good summer, played well in the league. I talked a little bit about summer league. He was one of my top 3 rookies in the summer league, along with Reed. And my other top 3, the third guy I liked was Dalton Connect, that the Lakers drafted. That's probably the only thing. No, I am not going to talk about that number 55 pick or whatever number he was. So no, not going to happen here. Go listen to somebody else. This Dalton kid, he's going to give Reeves trouble next year in that 2 spot. The kid can flat out shoot. He's a little bit older, but he can ball. He can hoop. So the draft was interesting. Like, if you look at draft years past, you're going to get a few guys that have immediate impact. Because dudes are coming in the league so young, we just don't get the same amount of impact right away. It takes these guys a couple of years. So, draft wasn't too exciting. We got a few. Maybe next year, we'll talk about Cooper Flagg. He's probably going to be the next big thing, man. That kid, if he ain't number 1 and you tell me somebody it is, he's the next best thing. He's going to do his year at Duke. He'll play to December and then he'll be off training. He's ready. He's NBA ready now. If you didn't see the Olympic training and the highlights, the kid's ready. And when we get out the draft, we got in the summer league. European guys didn't show up, didn't do well. Both the 1 and 2 picks had really rough. I think Alex had a game he went 0 for 15. Zach, he was like 5 for 27 in a couple of games. So it's a transition. The game's a little more physical. Summer league is very physical, very aggressive because guys are playing for minutes. Guys are out there to improve. Guys are looking for spots on rosters, really. So that's what you get. Talking about the guys that improved, the sophomore class that showed up for summer league, the guys like Jamie Jaquez, Brandon Miller, Gigi Jackson, Scottie Pippen Jr., they had good summer league, all 20-plus scores throughout. So hopefully they can, the first 3, Gigi, Jamie, they have locked up spots in the rotation. Scotty's still fighting. So hopefully he can get locked in and he can find a role this season. Maybe if his dad be quiet, but Scotty kind of slowed down. The rookies, the same 3 I talked about, Reed, Dalton, and Mattis, had great summer leagues, and I think you're going to see them as the season kicks off. They're going to be impactful players along with Dillingham. Dillingham's probably going to hit the ground running too. He'll get minutes right away. So let's just see. Let's watch. I think those 3 will lead to Rookie of the Year class. Your All-Star class, your rookie class. So it'll be fun to watch. I'm looking forward to those guys. I'm looking forward to Terrence Shannon from Illinois, see what he does out there. I think he's pro-ready. So we'll see. The France guys, they're not Wemby, so let's just see. Let's have reserve judgment on them for right now. So there we go. We got the draft. We got the summer league. Coming out of summer league, we went into free agency. Well, we knew right away Clay, unfortunately, was leaving Golden State, man. And I got to admit, out of a lot of things that happened, I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't want to see it happen. He's gone. And it's been kind of funny. He's wearing a different number. But if he had to go somewhere, he's probably fell into the best place for him. Like, his shots are going to come so easy because he's in the middle with 2 ball handlers. So with Luke and Kyrie, Clay just got to kind of find his spots. And as they play together, they'll know where to get him the ball. So I think they'll get that vibe quickly that he and Draymond had, him and Steph, where, Clay just knew where to slide. You can expect the ball. He'll get his shot off. So he's had some good shooting preseason games. Of course, they rolled him. He had an 0 for 8 game or something like that. But I'm not worried about Clay, man. Clay, it'll be different, but it'll be a difference maker for Dallas. This last week, couple weeks ago, that move didn't see coming. So Cat going to the Knicks for DiVincenzo, and I understood the move, liked it, but I wanted to see the Villanova boys stay together. So you got Josh Hart, you got Bridges, you got Brunson, you got DiVincenzo. That was just kind of a nice story, right? That was a nice story for the city. Speaking of the city of New York, shout out to New York Liberty for a great series. Shout out to Minnesota. Y'all played great. WNBA is doing big things right now. got a contract coming up. So let's support him in all we can so that these ladies can kind of prosper. But back to the Knicks. Great move. When you think about putting Cat next to Mitchell Robinson, Bridges, Josh Hart, and Brunson, so that's a tough starting five, right? Brunson is coming to his own, probably MVP candidate. So that was a great trade. It's going to work out well. You know, DiVincenzo, he's a solid player, so you're not going to lose. Minnesota, this frees up Naz Reid. Now, Naz Reid was coming to his own last year, so it kind of makes sense. Get Cat out of there, let Naz develop. Now he's a little younger. Let Naz do his thing. So that was a big move. Another, those who were crazy, Paul George to Philly, huge. Where does that lead the Clippers, man? I feel bad. I've never really felt bad for James Harden, but coming off of the news of Kawhi going to be out for Lord knows how long, man. And I defended Kawhi for a long time. Right now, I'm just sort of like, maybe he's just a Brandon Roy. Maybe his body is just shot. Maybe it's over. We knew he was great. He could just be another one of those Brandon Roy stories. Like, how good could he have been if he stayed healthy? He's only played, I think in the last 3 years, he's probably played 50 games or something like that. It's ridiculous. But, you know, your health is your health. There's nothing he can do about that. I hope he's hurt. So I don't mean I hope he's hurt, but I hope he's missing games due to injury or not anything outside of basketball. But Paul George to Philly, then they also picked up Martin from Miami. So if you look at Philly's roster, they're in a good spot. Not sure, you know, Embiid's already talking about not playing back-to-backs. Paul George is going to miss the first few games of the season. So keep an eye on the injury bug with Philly. The young guys are healthy. Maxey and he out of, why can I call his name now? Oubre. They're going to play. Like, they're going to show up. They'll be healthy. They play. You know, Maxey got his money, so he'll be there. Another interesting one. Wrong guy traded from the Bulls. I thought Zach was going to get out there, but apparently there was no market for Zach, so he's here, and we lost DeMar DeRozan. I'll say he's a Chicago guy. I like the Bulls. You know, Zoe's back. So DeMar goes to Sacramento. Doesn't make them a championship team, but it definitely, and I have to look at where I rank them. We're going to talk about my rankings. It moves them up the ladder. So I think it puts them, actually, no, we'll talk about it. I didn't move them up too far because the West is just loaded. But they're in the top 8. They're fighting for it. They're in the top 8. But you look at a lineup of Fox, DeRozan, Sabonis, pretty tough. They got shooters around them. Keegan Murray from Iowa. So they have shooters. The mid-range game, unstoppable. So we'll see. We'll see what Sacramento does. But the West is kind of, I don't know. I think things are shifting back to the West now. The West is pretty deep, pretty loaded. The East is top-heavy. The West is just kind of 1 through 10. They're pretty tough. They're fighting for playoff spots. A few little things that happened around during free agency. Lonnie Walker to the Celtics. Great move for the Celtics to shore up their bench. Lonnie Walker has some good years in LA, Spurs. He can definitely get you 10 to 15 off the bench. So I think that was a good move for the Celtics bench. Lauri Markkanen signed the Supermax, staying in Utah. Chicago, we lost it. We gave up too soon. Tyus Jones to Phoenix. This was actually probably one of the more impactful moves during free agency. Now Phoenix has a point guard, and they still have all the scoring. So now you put him in the lineup with Bill, Book, and Durant. Now you got true facilitation. So you're not, hopefully, because now it's going to come down to coaching. Hopefully you're not looking at, all right, it's your turn, now it's my turn, now it's your turn, now it's my turn. And we're playing this kind of basketball. And Book did a great job playing the 1, but that's not what he needs to be doing. So let's get Book back in his role, back on the wing. And you really just spread these guys out, right? You play Durant inside out, let him get a little block action, pause, and then let him go to the wings, pop in and out. So this Tyus Jones move, I think, is very, very beneficial to them in the big picture and how they play. So now we just got to see how they can all adjust and play together. Now, my favorite move of the summer was Russ going to Denver. He took the buyout out of Utah, and then he went and signed with Denver. I really like that after they lost KCP. Russ may not start. I think they're going to start Braun. Russ will come off the bench. But you know what? We saw it didn't work in LA, but it definitely worked with the Clippers. That Russ can come off and still be effective. So let's not, I'm always going to be on the Russ wagon, man. That's my guy. So looking forward to Russ in Denver. Aaron Gordon's already said, man, we're going to do whatever we can to get him a ring. You got Jokic throwing him lobs during the preseason. I like it. I like Russ there. It's great. Russ he's a great teammate. If you ever heard anything, even when he was with the Lakers, there was no one that had anything bad to say about Russ as an individual and as a player on the team. Great teammate, great in the community. So Russ going to do everything he has to do on and off the court. Now we just need to ease up on the threes. Let's knock a few down, and that eliminates the noise. Like Russ still can be an impactful, effective player for Denver. Steph, $60 million a year. So that just goes to show you what's next. Is Ant going to be the first $100 million guy? Somebody's going to hit it. You say in the next, I'm going to say anywhere in the next 7 years, someone's going to hit $100 million. Somebody's going to have a 5-year, $500 million deal. God damn. That's ridiculous. But hey, just goes to show you how much these franchises are worth and how much they make. Because somebody got to pay the bill. Check's not bouncing. Somebody's paying the bill. Somebody's making the money. So free agency was good. We had some nice, exciting moves in between. During all of that time, the Olympics were getting kicked off, and Team USA. I don't think anybody was surprised that we went out there and did what we had to do. We had a few close games. But that's just because the world is coming, man. I think the game is different. The game has evolved. And it's relatable to a few things, right? You think about in the old days, you really didn't get to see, or the European and the other countries around the world didn't get to see a lot of the NBA unless they got some videotape footage or every once in a while a game was cast. Now, with streaming and other platforms, the games are visible to people. So you take that, you see the game, kids are learning the game at a young age, falling in love with the game. The coaches are taking things and developing the skills, and they play a different game. We talked about it last year. Like these kids, we play 5 days a week. They practice 5 days a week. So eventually, I think we're gonna pivot and we're gonna change our fundamental system of basketball, grassroots, and how we develop the young kids in the game. But they're coming. You look at France. France is going to be, next year, France may have a shot at the goal. They were already up there. Serbia, they're not going anywhere. Long as Joker probably got one more Olympics in them. Spain, they'll be in there. Germany's always been good. Germany's always been good. So other countries are coming. And we just have to be ready. But I think now we're back to guys being committed. Because even though we sent our old heads, they were committed. So I started looking. I was like, well, who do we send in 2028? So let me know what you think about this. I got SGA, Brunson, Book, Tatum, and he going to play this time. Fox. D Fox is playing. Should have been playing. We got Maxey. Ant-Man, he told you he was the best, and he probably will be the best player. Jaylen Brown's playing this time. Cooper Flagg is going to make the team. Cooper Flagg is playing. He could be the best player by this time. Now, these last two, I'm not sure, but I had to put them on here because I'm not sure. Because I would love to see it. Melo Ball, I'd love to see Melo over there, but they, due to his family history, he may not be able to go. Or they're going to keep an eye on him. And Zion could be that imposing figure like Barkley was when Barkley went in there, just playing bully ball with people, because you're not going to find anybody around the world as big, as strong, and fast as he is. So those are a few of my picks for the 2028 team. And let's see what happens. Let's, take a screenshot or Oh, I said a screenshot like I gave it to you. I'll put it in the chat. I give it to you so you can take a screenshot. And we'll talk about it in 4 more years. I should still be around and on the air. All right. So now we here. Season about to start. How does it look? Who's coming back? Who got better? Let's talk a little bit about the West. So I like coming out the West. I still think they're the best team in the West. Everybody's knocking on the door, but as long as Joker's playing at an MVP level, I think he's the best player and the best team in the West. Ant-Man is right there. He's coming. SGA is coming. But I think Joker still is the guy in the West right now. He might have another year or two. So I like Denver to come out the West, even though they lost KCP. You got Russ. Their success is going to come down to Jamal Murray. 1, can he stay healthy? 2, can he be consistent? He the last couple of years we didn't see both either. So let's see if he can stay in it. Yeah, he's going down nice and cold. Next is I like OKC number 2. They could easily take Denver out the West with their size, their athletic ability. They added Caruso. You got rid of Giddy Diddy. He's in Chicago now. So a lot of you still young and still have picks. The dude still has first-round draft picks going into next year, the year after, and the year after. So they're only getting better, and they're going to continue to stay young. So the upside for them is amazing. I like them at number 2. Could they be the best team in the West? Yes, without a doubt. Then number 3, I got Ant-Man. Ant's just there, man. His confidence level, we saw that he can put a team on his back when he has to, and he's probably be in the MVP race this year. He's at that level now where he's gonna take it up a notch. He knows he's got a little taste of it. He's been in the playoff. He's won some games. So I think we're going to see that hunger kick in now for Ant-Man and what's next. DiVincenzo's going to be a great role player. I don't know about how impactful. I think he'll spend some time backing up Conley, and he'll probably get some time at the 1 and 2 for them. But not sure. But I really like Nas. Nas and Gobert will hold it down in the front court, so they'll be very, very effective. So that'll be a good one to watch. So the Tims are up there. Don't think they can knock off 1 and 2. Now, number 4 at the Mavs. On any given Sunday, the Mavs can just they can just outscore you. They have 2 of the best playmakers in the game today, with Luka and Kyrie. And shout out to Kyrie, man. He's been a stellar everything. I saw an interview with Mark Cuban on Uncle Shay maybe a couple weeks ago, man, and he had nothing but great things. He said it was a gamble. We didn't know much about him, but they did their research, and he had his one-on-one, man, and Kyrie has been he's happy. Like, he got to Dallas, and I think it was just a matter of he's happy now. Boston, he wasn't happy in Boston. He wasn't happy with the Nets. His time in Cleveland, he was just growing. He was growing into a young man, so he wanted to go out and see if he could do it on his own. So, and it's proven to be hard, but he's been out there. But adding Clay, then the additions they made last year with Dinwiddie, Gafford, and Lively, this is a team that could challenge Denver, barring any health issues. If they stay healthy, they have all the pieces. They have 2 superstars that play well off each other, and they recognize that if one is hot, they're going to get the ball. They're going to feed them. There's no me versus you with Luke and Kyrie. They know how to play off of each other and how to feed each other. And whoever hot, you're going to stay hot. Like, that's how it's going to work for them. So the Mavs are number 4. Number 5, this is where it gets kind of tough. This bottom 5 through, I took it to 9 because I wasn't sure about 8 and 9. 5 are the Suns. We talked a little bit about the Suns already with having a point guard. You got the best scorer in the game in Kevin Durant, Book, a future Hall of Famer. Bradley Beal, hopefully, stay healthy this year. I think they played a good portion of games on the latter part of the season. But we just haven't seen a lot of them together. So I'm still on the fence about them. Number 6 is the Warriors. Now, they lost Clay. They're getting older. Steph is still great. Draymond's still great. But they also have these young guys now are starting to come around. Kuminga, hooping. Like, kid 7'1". People don't realize how tall he is. If you look at him against, Looney's only 6'9". He's bigger than Looney. So I think you're going to see him starting, Looney coming off the bench. They also picked up Buddy Hield. So they still have shooting. Buddy can shoot now, too. Buddy can still shoot. He had 25 the other night. Buddy can shoot. Gary Payton for the defense. Moody is fighting for minutes. Moses Moody said, I came to play. And then you also have the other kid, Bradley, out of Santa Clara. He'll be playing. He'll be starting at 2. So they may have lost some things, but they've been able to rebuild with some nice little young pieces in between and picking up guys like Buddy Hield and also Kyle Anderson. Bringing in some mid-level guys to put with a Draymond and a Steph. And these are team guys. When you think about both of those guys, these are team guys. They don't need the ball a lot to be effective and they tend to go score. So I like where the Warriors are. You know, it may not be as exciting as it used to be, but you still have Steph. We all going to miss Clay in that uniform. But the Warriors could easily slide up to number 5 just on Steph alone. They could easily move up to 5. I hate to say this one. Now, this is where I got stuck. 7, 8, and 9. The Lakers, Sacramento, and Memphis. I initially had Lakers 7, Sac 8, Memphis 9. I'll put the Lakers there, and I'm going to say it. As much as you know how we had this love-hate relationship, they still have LeBron. They still have AD. They still got 2 superstars. Reeves is decent, but I really like Connect. I like the young kid. He can shoot. He's probably a better shooter than anybody. They kept D'Lo. You have all these young wings. They just have to stay healthy. You got Cam Reddish. They kept, what's the tall guy's name? God, I'm at a loss for words. But they have 2 other wings that they have. So they have a lot of height, some youth. Now we just got to see if we can put it all together. What I would really like to see, and I know it's not going to happen, I'd like to see LeBron play off the ball some more this year. If he can play off the ball and let the other guys get cooking, and we can speed up the pace of the game, I think the Lakers will be a lot more effective. Like, let LeBron play a little bit of the 4, play out the post a little bit, have guys cutting off of him, where D'Lo can move the ball up and push it, Connect can move it and push it. We can get AD running. AD will run the floor if you get him the ball. He'll run the floor. So I'm going to put the Lakers at 7. I'm not going to take them too much further than that. If anything, I had them, would they go down? Because Sacramento at 8, I told you, Sacramento is just a better, younger team, but they don't have the same superstar power. But bringing in DeRozan to put alongside Sabonis and Fox, that gives you a 3-headed monster. So any given night, you got 90 points on those guys. And they're going to be tough to beat. They're going to be tough to outscore when you play them at home. So I really like Sacramento where they are. So can they go up? They possibly could. If they figure it out and they get a rhythm going very early in the season and start winning some games early, they can move up the ladder. Now, Memphis, we haven't seen Ja in a few years, which is good. We haven't heard from him neither. He kept a pretty low profile on this last go-around, so hopefully he comes back healthy. We got some big guys with him. Not much to say about Memphis, but you got Ja. So as long as you have Ja, you got a chance. As my boy says, as long as you got a chip, you got a chance. So we got Ja. We got Memphis. If Ja goes back to the level he was at before, Ja could easily put Memphis on his shoulders and they can move up the ladder as well. But, you know, we haven't seen him in a couple of years. And like I said, the West is, 1 through 4, I feel it's pretty solid and locked in. But when you get through that 5 through 9, possibly even 10, the Rockets are young. I think we're going to see them make a pivot. And we'll talk about the second half of both conferences next week. So that's where I see the West right now. Then we go over to the East. So there was a point in time we could count on the Celtics, the Bucks, maybe the 76ers. That was kind of your big 3 in the East. Well, things have changed. Boston is still there. Boston didn't make any super big moves this summer. Like I said, they picked up Lonnie Walker, but they re-signed everyone. Porzingis is out to December, so that's concerning. I mean, Al Horford stepped in, did his thing, but damn, Al almost 42, man. And we talk about LeBron playing, but Al been pretty consistent too over the years. So if Al can hold it down till Porzingis gets back, we saw how impactful Porzingis is when he's playing. So if he can get back and get on the court and, spread the floor, Boston will be back in the finals. They're going to keep shooting. It drives me insane, but that's how they play. 50% of their shots are going to come from three. They play fast, they rebound, and they shoot. And I thought it was a problem last year. I didn't think they could sustain that type of play, but they took it all away. They got the chip. So Boston is I think we might get a rematch. Boston is my team coming and one in the East. Number 2, I'm with you, Stephen A. I love your Knicks, man. It's been a long time since the Knicks have been relevant, since they've been able to make some noise as they did last year. And with the moves that they just made with bringing in Bridges, bringing in Big Cat, we get Mitchell Robinson back. Brunson, you probably could have put him in the MVP candidate last year. You're definitely going to put him in this year. The Knicks are destined to make some noise. Could we see a good old Boston Knicks playoff rivalry? Possibly. I don't know how, because I got the Knicks at 2. So unless one of them slides down, we won't see it to the conference finals. But the Knicks will be there. I put the Bucks at 3, and the only reason I put the Bucks at 3 is because of Giannis. I think Giannis is hungry now, but you know what? I'm gonna switch gears. I said I wasn't gonna talk about old boy number 55, but man, they cut Giannis. They cut his brother, man. So it just goes to show you nepotism won't last so long. He's gone. I don't even think he's been picked up yet. So that's a sad day. But I guess he'll go back home, go overseas and play. So maybe Giannis mad about that too. So Brook, there was concern that Brook might leave. Brook's still there. Dame didn't leave. Hopefully his personal life is kind of stable now. Dame can come back more focused. Middleton's still there. They have an experienced bench, but they're not super deep. So they got a few, Pat Connaughton's been around for a while now. I think his whole year he's been with the Bucks. But, if we can get Dame going, the Bucks will make some noise, but I don't think they have enough to take over Boston or the Knicks in that 1 and 2 spot. I don't feel they can do it. So the Bucks at 3, but I think they're better than most of the other teams in the East. The 76ers, I just don't know how Embiid can hold up. They got a great core. Great core. You got Paul George. Paul been healthy. So you put Paul George next to Maxey, next to Oubre. They're pretty solid. I think Lowry's back. They picked up Kyle Lowry, a little experience there. They had Reggie Jackson. Who else? KJ Martin. Oh, they also picked up Caleb Martin from Miami. They're loaded. Are they going to stay healthy again? Like right now, it's a common theme around the league, like health. If guys can't give you 60 games, and Embiid's already said he's sitting out back-to-backs, those are some losses, right? You're going to play back-to-back, so you might be losing those games. You can count those off rip. You're losing. Will the Sixers move up? I doubt it. Okay, well, they could. I take that back. A healthy Embiid and that team could beat the Bucks. JJ, I'm sorry, but that's just the Bucks are not as strong as they used to be. Now, similar to the West, after the top 4, it's kind of any man's ball game right there. So my 5, 6, 7, 8 may be a little bit interchangeable. I got the Magic at 5. Very young. They sort of remind me of the Kings of the East. Great guard play. You got Paolo, you got Suggs. He signed a max deal. Max McClung made the roster. Max McClung is official now. He's gonna be on the 82 for the season. He signed. You got Franz and Mo Wagner. You got the Wagner brothers. So the Magic are a very talented team. So let's just see. Can they won't crack the top 4, but maybe they can finish in 5. They had a good run last year. Now you got a little more experience. Paolo's definitely an all-star. So they're the Magic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now I'm going to give you a stat about Cleveland, what they could be this year. Cleveland could be the first team to have 2 guys to average 25 and 5. Mitchell and Garland. Mitchell going to average 35 and 5. Then you got 2 bigs that could probably also average 20 and 10. I think like right now they're both like 19 and 8 or 17 and 11 for Allen. Mobley's like at 18 and 9. That's kind of crazy when you think about those kind of numbers. But then what else do you have? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's their problem. They don't have anything else. You got Strus, and Strus can get hot, and he can give you 35, 40 in a night when he gets going. But they don't have any depth. They just don't have the depth to make it any much further than that. Donovan might, I guess he's going to stay there, but I don't expect them to do more than just kind of piss off people and win some games they shouldn't win, and be that upset kind of team. Now here, I'm really excited about this one. Number 7 is the Bulls. And I'm excited only because, man, Lonzo Ball is back, man. If you know one thing about me, man, I had one on today. I had on my Big Baller Brand shirt. I'm a big fan of the Ball brothers. Lonzo was the first one, man, even though Fox ate him up when UCLA played Kentucky. But I've been a big Zoe fan since he was at the Lakers. I hate to see him leave LA. I liked him with the Pelicans, with Zion and AD. If you think about the years he had with AD, reunited with BI. I like that squad. And when he came with the Bulls, people tend to forget the Bulls was probably number 5 when he got hurt. And we just haven't recovered. Because the one thing Zoe will do, he'll get you the ball. Now, like Kobe White played well. He's more of a scoring guard. Kobe White played well. He got everyone the ball. He got people involved. They have some decisions to make. Because now you got Giddey. You got Kobe White. Zoe is back. You're heavy on the guards. Zach came back. You got AO there. So Bulls are very guard heavy. They got some tough decisions to make. Maybe somebody can slide in that DeRozan role and get those points. But I'm just excited to see Zoe back. I don't expect much out of the Bulls, just that they're a little bit better than everybody else. You still got Pat Williams coming. Like I said, you got the young guy Mattis. So they have things where they can make noise, good guard play. They should be a fast-paced team and score a lot of points. That's what I see. You lost Caruso, so you definitely lost that defensive edge, but I don't know how much defense Zoe can play now with this knee. It's supposed to be bionic. Maybe he comes back in and he's the same type of defensive player he used to be. And my last team, coming in at number 8 out of the East, Jimmy Buckets. You just can't count Jimmy out, man. As long as Jimmy and Pat Riley are down there, they're going to make the playoff. Hurt by injury bugs last year. Tyler Hero was out. Jimmy missed a lot of time. Rozier missed a lot of time. Everybody's healthy now. One of the things they do have to find, we got to figure out a way to get Duncan Robinson back shooting the ball well, man. He had some moments, but when Miami was rolling, Duncan Robinson was knocking down shots left and right. You know, he's worked on his game. He moves his feet a little better. I want to see Duncan get back. I want to see Duncan shooting that 3, man. He was exciting to watch when he's knocking them down. Him on one side, Tyler Hero on the other side. Tyler Hero might be an all-star this year. If he's another one, again, same thing, injuries, health. Like, guys are not, I don't know if they're playing, I don't want to say this. I don't know if the 82 games is now these guys, their bodies are not, maybe they're playing too much basketball in their youth and their bodies are breaking down on them now, but guys are not sustainable. The health factor is huge. So we look at Miami, they had 8 guys, they had 8 double-digit scores. They have depth. And I think Kevin Love was probably 9th or 10th. So they have some depth. Bam, all-star. So you just have to figure out if Pat Riles and Spoelstra can pull it out one more time. So if anything, Spoelstra alone can move you up the ladder. He just always seems to figure out a way. Jimmy figures out a way to win. So if these guys stay healthy, Spoelstra and Pat Riley do what they do, Miami could easily slide up and take over that 5th spot. I don't see them getting past the Sixers, but they could slide up the ladder. So we'll see. So that's where we are right now, folks. It was good trying to get back in the game. We got a few games coming up. First week of the season is starting, so it ought to be exciting. Like I said, we're doing some things differently. I got a couple other surprises for you over the next few weeks. So just stay watching. My goal this year should be a little more regular. Get these podcasts out sooner, before games, while people can go work out, do things and listen and enjoy. And let's just have a good time like we always do. Hey, again, appreciate y'all, the years of support. I know this ain't, a big glamorous thing, but I have fun. I enjoy talking to y'all. Some people, we talk via chat. We text afterwards. Some of you all I see at the bar, we talk about it. So I enjoy it. God bless you. Thank you for all the support over the years, man. Have a good one.